Imagine sewing an entire garment with almost no markings and barely any guidance. That's exactly how people used to do it. In this video, I'm going to show you how sewing patterns have evolved from the 1940s, when you had to figure out a lot of this on your own, to the 1960s, when things started to get a lot more beginner friendly. So I was on Facebook vintage pattern group, and they literally had some patterns from the 30s and the 40s, and I was all excited. I had to buy them. So I've got this group. This cost me about 50 bucks. They're about $10 a piece, so not so bad. But literally, I think this was like the late 30s. These were 1940s, like literally McCall's 25 cents. This is Hollywood pattern. They don't exist anymore, but this was 15 cents. And then this one was another Hollywood pattern. I love this one, 15 cents. So I think late 30s, early 40s these were. They had the dates on here somewhere. Now I can't find them, but wow, they were crazy. Look at, oh my gosh, these are so amazing. So I opened these up and I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh. So once you see these, you're gonna really appreciate the patterns that you can purchase now for full price $20 and discounts. Go to Joann's, they have $1.99 patterns. So, oh my God, there's so much work involved in these. But these are, if you open these up, they're the envelopes. Look at, there's not a whole lot of information on the envelopes. Also, looks like they have just English on there, so that cuts out some of the wording in there. But this is the pattern. Notice there are no, oh shoot, I picked those up. There are no lines on these. I was like, somebody just sent me some tissue paper. But I gotta show you, this looks like a sleeve pattern. Okay, so this is a sleeve pattern. This was the patterns. You see all these little holes right here? This looks like a dart. There's a hole right here. There's a P right here, like that. That's a dart, so that tells the marks that you would actually make a dart with. And then there are all kinds of other holes in here. Where's that pattern? Is it this one I took out? Yes, there's a big dart under here. Yeah, there's probably this is probably the cutoff line right here to cut off for that one. There's another dart right here. So that is, and I think they had a grain line on here somewhere too. So I remember some of them had grain lines. So that was, here is a, let's see, this looks like, it's hard to say. This is, wow, how did they, see, back in the 30s and the 40s, and even before that, all the women sewed. Probably, I think the men even sewed. They did a lot of hand sewing. They did a lot of hand sewing because in the 1850s, the machine was finally invented. And then they got better and better. A lot of people couldn't, it was like a television back in the olden days, and not everybody could have a television or a microwave, right? So then not everybody had the sewing machine. So it didn't hit mainstream until later. So these are the patterns that were for sale. And look at all the, I don't even know what this is. Well, but I think the grain line was on there. So now let's look at the instructions. These were the instructions for, this was pattern 1516. Let's see how much yardage. Oh, other thing I think I mentioned before, look at the width of the fabric is 35 inches or 39 inches. They didn't, oh, and there was one here, 54, but they didn't really have 45 inches, wasn't the common width of fabric back then. It was 35 inches. So when I see a 35-inch fabric, like somebody has donations or something, I'm like, oh, this is probably vintage. I have a silk that is like that, and it's China, it's probably right from China or something, but wow, it was just beautiful. These are the only instructions that came with this right here. This is it. This has a lot of wording on it. Wow, this is all in little pieces here, and wow. And these are the cutting directions right here. So they have the layouts. They have a whole page dedicated to that. These look like the general instructions, symbols used in this pattern. Oh, right here. So seam joinings, fold of materials, straight of goods. That's the length grain, straight of goods. Special instructions. It's like a little triangle kind of thing. And then the P, so the F, that must be the pattern shape right there. But wow. So this it looks like a lot. I would love to make one of those vintage pieces. So I have some students that want to do this too, and wow, it's going to require a lot of patience, and wow. And then I have a pattern from the 1960s. That's this one. I actually have many of these. This is actually from 1969, and these were, so notice there's just illustrations. There's nobody wearing these, and they didn't. And a lot of my patterns, I have this late 60s and 70s, there's a lot more just illustrations and not the person wearing them. In the 80s, I know they had a lot more people wearing them. So this is what their back looks like. So they used a lot more color ink, which is surprising because nowadays, I mean, color's easier to do. So even in the instructions too, you'll see there's more color. So they actually have the shapes on the back of the envelope. This is what's usually in the inside envelope, and they have 35 width here, also 45, and then 54. They didn't do the 60. I noticed that on some of them. So our patterns now are 45 and 60, or the fabric widths are 45 and 60. These are so here is the pattern. These are the patterns I wish they would go back to. These are what I remember sewing with in the 70s, and they look like this, a lot of them. So you got your grain lines, really bold, a little easier to read, just the blue color is easier, just more bold. Seam lines are shown in there, the notches are blue, they don't have a lot of circles on stuff. They got the little circles that are actually you see, and so this would be like a little circle. Sometimes nowadays they just have the circle there, and I notice a lot of my students are like, don't even pay attention to what that little circle is. Here's another part of this. It's with the scalloped edge right there, then the grain line. Gives a lot of information. Cutting pin pattern on fabric according to grain line. So then it even gives information on that. So their patterns, the 60s and 70s were just a little clearer and just easier to read. These are the instructions. So colorful and, I don't know, just easier, more elementary. These are what ours look like now. There's no color in them. They're just shaded. And just when you can use the blue on here, it just bolds it out. And I think people it just sections it out and it makes it a little easier to read. Their cutting layouts are here. Like this, that's a lot of layouts, a lot of marking. How to use your simplicity pattern. So they go through the keys, which ours in 2000, where are we at, in the 20s, are still like that. I think we have more of this here. But the instructions, that just looks a lot easier. Also, I think this pattern just doesn't have an overwhelming number. There's 3 right here. Oh no. Ooh, there's 6 right there, but they're kind of really close together. They don't have sleeves. They're all like sleeveless. They're all pretty simple. So just makes a pattern easier. So they still have the shading. Their fur looks like that. The trim. Then I like this. The blue bubbles here are really good to break patterns down. And I'll also look at the blue boxes. That sections them out here. So a lot of times it's all the same information. It's just how they put it in the graphics on it and how they section them out. Bullet points, that kind of thing. So if you could review the pattern instructions and see if you can section them out yourself, sometimes it's a little bit easier to understand. So I'm going to show you how, if I were writing them, how I would bullet point them and section them out, and you could do that too. And it just gets easier every pattern that you use. Just go with the simple ones, and then learn how to where their divide is, because they just kind of do a run-on sentence. they don't divide it. And I see my students just skip over stuff. They're like, did they say to do this? And they go, No? And I go, no, right here. It's right here. And I circle it. I think that is one of the things that will really help, is to just pay attention to that paragraph. I remember just reading it 20 times. Over and over again, because I didn't have a teacher when I was a teenager. I had one later in design school and one when I was young, like around 11. So it's very doable. We just got to learn where all the secret words are. Once you see how far patterns have come, you start to realize you actually have a lot more support than you think. So now let's take that confidence and walk through today's instructions and follow them step by step. I'm Chanel from Future Fashion Designer Sewing School. Let's keep building your skills.